Hello, my name is Jim Warowski from S&W Technologies. We're the makers of the Guardian 3 software you will use to enter observations. The following is a short video showing you how to use the system. For more detailed information, please refer to the Guardian V3 training materials. You will log into Guardian using the link that will be provided to you and the single sign-on process. Once you log in, you will see this screen. The blue welcome box will be displayed for about 10 seconds and then disappear. This box tells you how many observations you have entered this month and last month and contains a Create Observation link. If you click this link, it will take you to the page where you can select the desired template. If the blue box closes before you click the link, I'll show you the other way to get to the desired template. This is the dashboard page. It will change over time as we come up with new items for the dashboard. On the upper left, next to Guardian, click the menu icon. This will expand the side menu. Click Observation, and then Create Observation. This will take you to the Select Template page. Click the Search button to reveal the template you can work with. We're going to work with the SOC card. Click the Select Template button for the SOC card. This will load the SOC card template into the user interface. At the top of the SOC card are some fields, some of which have already been filled in, like the observation name, the date and time. You can change those by clicking in the field and typing. Your current time zone, your name, and then there's a short description field here where you can enter a short description of why you did this observation. The SOC card itself contains 8 different sections. Each section is a band. You click the name of the section, the band, and it will expand the section. We're going to walk through the various sections. I'm going to click the General Information band. That'll expand that section. This contains a number of different items that you can work with. The first one is observation type, and this is going to be an outage. Then we have a section called demographics, and you'll see that 2 of the items have red asterisks, and that indicates that these are required items. So we're going to pick a region, and then a site, and then you can continue to pick an area in the unit. Responsible work group contractor is the next section where you can pick your responsible work group and so on. Next is the Raptor section where you can indicate the Raptor and the point value. And then the last row in this general information section contains an observation comments field where you can enter a lot more comments for this particular observation. You can also hit the Enter key and enter additional lines of text. Lastly, there's a Select Mitigations dropdown, which allows you to check multiple items. So I'm just going to pick a couple here. And then when you're done, just click off of that item. So now we've entered the information in the general information section. It's always a good idea to save your observation, so I'm going to click the Save button now, and that will save the observation. You get a little message here, and then up at the top, you'll see in a moment that it assigns an observation number to your particular observation. And you can see there's an Add Action Item button that's appeared, and we'll come back and talk about that a little bit later. Now there's 7 additional sections. Each of these are pretty similar, so we won't go through every one. The first one is the environmental section. You can see it has a series of items: asbestos, chemical storage, chemical oil leak, and so on and so forth. These don't have red asterisks because none of them is specifically required. They're there for you to choose the ones that are appropriate. Each of these items has a toggle button with a SafeNet risk, and you just click the side that's appropriate if you happen to observe that particular item. So I'm going to click Safe for the asbestos area, and then to the right you can see that there is a choose type. So asbestos area could relate to a behavior that was going on or a condition. By default it's condition, but if you want to switch that to behavior, you can just by clicking the behavior. Now above the toggle button is a little I button for information. And I've selected Save. So if I click the I button, it pops up a dialog box which allows me to enter more information. So here I can enter information in the Notes field. And if I want to, I can also enter some follow-up notes, and I can even upload pictures to this particular item on the observation. Then click OK when you're done. And you notice that the little I button turns green to indicate that you've entered some information in the pop-up. Now in the chemical storage, I'm going to click the At-Risk button. And that causes the box to pop up automatically. And you also notice that notes are required for any at-risk. So now I'm going to fill in the notes. And again, you could put in follow-up notes if you'd like, or upload a picture, and then click OK. And again, it changes that button to green. So that's the way the environmental system works in my section. And also you notice there's another little button next to each of the labels. So that's for entering action items. So if you want to enter an action item, you can click that button. That will enter an action item that's associated with the asbestos area. And there's also an add action item at the top, which would enter a general action item that's associated with just this observation as a whole. They both work pretty much the same. So I'm going to click this one. It brings up action item list, and you can see that there aren't any yet. So I'm going to click the plus button, and that will add an action item for me. And you can either assign this to a Guardian user or a non-Guardian user. If you pick Guardian user, you should be able to just start typing their name. And it will give you a list of the users in the system as you type their letters, parts of their name. And I'm going to assign it to myself. You can send a copy to another, either a Guardian user or non-Guardian user. Here I'm going to fill in the text of the action item. And there's a category here. This is just a general item, and I'm going to give it a due date of the 31st. And again, you can, the additional fields here, the date closed and a note field, are for closing the action item. And if you want to upload pictures, you can do that here with the upload button. Then I'm going to click save. And it's going to save that action item. And also it's going to send me an email with the information in it. And I'm going to click OK. Now, if I collapse the environmental section and then look at some of the others, you can see that they're very similar. Now, for this one, the HU precursors, you notice the type is already selected. It only contains the behavior, so you can't really change it. But it may vary as you work your way up and down the items in these various sections. Now, when you're all done entering the information that you want to enter for the form, you can click the Validate button, and that will go check to see that you've completed the required items that had red asterisks. And if everything has been met, you'll get a green message at the bottom. If not, it'll give you a red message, indicates that you need to fill in the required items, and it will highlight those items for you. So I'm all done, and I'm going to click Cancel to exit this form. And what that will do is take me back to the observation list. You can see it's observation list here, and my name is already selected, and it shows me the observations that I currently have in the system. Now, if I want to, I can edit that observation. So number 44 was the one I just did. You can see there's a pencil here. I click the pencil. It'll take me right back into that observation, and I can add more information to it if I needed to, or change its information. And I'll click cancel, and it should take me back to the observation list. And you can see I entered the short description. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is the action item list. And so if we go to the action item list here, and you click action items list, it again filters to your username. So here are action items that have been assigned to me. And you can see that this has some choices here. You can look at open action item, closed action items, or all action items. And this one is open because there's no close date here. So if I want to edit the action item, I can click the pencil. It'll open up the form. I can click on the close date and put some comments in the last note field at the bottom, save it, and then it will close the action item for me. Lastly is logging out. So you can come back up to the top where it has your first name, and you can just click log out and it will log you out of the application. Well, that concludes the short overview of the Guardian 3 system, and let us know if you need any assistance. Thank you and have a great day.